Welcome to the mind of the Sigma male, the man who plays by no one's rules but his own, and still wins. In a world that thrives on noise, attention-seeking, and surface-level connections, the Sigma male is a mystery, an enigma that doesn't beg to be understood, yet leaves an impression on everyone he encounters. While society often categorizes men into leaders and followers, alphas and betas, the Sigma walks outside this hierarchy entirely. He doesn't crave status, yet often finds himself in powerful positions simply because his independence and self-discipline are magnetic. He moves through life like a ghost with gravity, seen but not owned, present but not predictable. His quiet confidence isn't arrogance. It's the result of knowing himself deeply and refusing to compromise that for validation. The Sigma male's strength lies in his ability to operate in solitude. Studies in psychology have shown that people who spend more time alone often develop stronger critical thinking skills, deeper emotional resilience, and sharper self-awareness. He's not avoiding people, he's sharpening his purpose. He doesn't chase trends, crowds, or clout. Instead, he pursues excellence and clarity, and that makes him profoundly rare in a world driven by digital noise and ego inflation. People are either intrigued by his presence or threatened by it, because he doesn't play by their social playbook, and yet he wins, quietly, efficiently, and on his own terms. The 12 unfair advantages you're about to discover are not party tricks or pickup lines. They're the natural rewards of a man who's chosen silence over approval, purpose over popularity, and depth over distraction. These traits make him not just different, but dangerous in a world designed to reward obedience. So take a breath, step into the shadows where he thrives, and understand one thing. The Sigma male doesn't need the world to see him because he sees the world with unfiltered clarity. He doesn't walk the path that others created because he is the path. Number one, he's immune to social pressure. While others bend to trends and peer approval, the Sigma remains unaffected. He doesn't crave acceptance, and that makes him unpredictable. In a world dominated by social validation, where likes, follows, and groupthink shape behavior, the Sigma male operates by an entirely different code. He doesn't conform to society's expectations because he doesn't need external approval to define his worth. This resistance to conformity isn't rooted in rebellion for the sake of it, but in deep self-assurance. He knows who he is, what he stands for, and where he's going, and that clarity makes him incredibly difficult to influence or manipulate. Psychological studies on social influence show that most people are hardwired to conform to group behavior, even when it's irrational or wrong. But Sigmas consistently rank lower in conformity because they have a heightened internal locus of control, meaning they believe their outcomes are determined by their own actions, not by external forces. That's why when the crowd sways one way, the Sigma calmly walks the other without hesitation or fear. This unpredictability is magnetic and frustrating to those who rely on social cues to relate or control. He won't jump on the latest trend, won't say something just to fit in, and won't compromise his values to gain favor. That makes him a wild card, one who can't be boxed in or anticipated. In a society obsessed with image, the Sigma's authenticity is both a mystery and a threat. People don't know what he'll do next because he's not acting to impress them. He's acting in alignment with his own principles. And ironically, it's this detachment from the need to be liked that makes him even more compelling. He's proof that individuality isn't just possible, it's powerful. Number two, he commands attention without trying. His silence, stillness, and presence do more than 1,000 words. When he walks into a room, something unspoken yet unmistakable shifts in the atmosphere, and he says nothing. This is the quiet power of a Sigma male, a man who doesn't need to announce himself to be noticed. Psychologically, humans are wired to pick up on nonverbal cues, posture, eye contact, and energy. According to studies in social psychology, up to 93% of communication is nonverbal. That means a person who speaks little but carries themselves with composed confidence can command more respect than someone who talks endlessly. The Sigma male has mastered this art. His stillness is not passive, it's powerful. It radiates discipline, self-control, and a deep awareness of the moment. People instinctively react to this kind of presence because it disrupts the usual noise of social dynamics. It's not arrogance, it's self-containment. He doesn't need validation from the crowd because he knows who he is. This kind of man becomes a mystery, a magnetic force that others are drawn to but can't quite define. It's why the Sigma male archetype often gets associated with lone wolves or silent leaders, individuals who move with intention, not impulse. In an age where loudness is mistaken for confidence and oversharing for authenticity, the Sigma flips the script. His quiet presence unsettles some, intrigues others, and leaves everyone wondering, who is he? But he never chases attention, it finds him. And the irony is, while others try to impress with noise, his silence leaves the strongest impression. This is not just social theory, it's primal. Throughout history, the most impactful figures were not always the loudest. Think of warriors, thinkers, and revolutionaries who let their energy do the talking. That's the Sigma essence. Less talk, more truth. Number 3, he thrives in solitude. What breaks others, loneliness, builds him. The Sigma male doesn't just tolerate isolation, he thrives in it. While most people seek companionship to feel validated or complete, the Sigma male views solitude as sacred ground for growth. Neuroscientific research shows that time spent alone enhances brain plasticity and self-regulation, improving problem-solving and creative thinking. In the quiet, away from the noise of external expectations, he refines his thoughts, masters his emotions, and perfects his craft. For many, being alone triggers anxiety or a fear of insignificance. But the Sigma rewires that narrative. Solitude isn't a punishment, it's a playground for mental and emotional evolution. This man doesn't fear missing out. He fears being distracted from purpose. Free from social hierarchies and the pressure to conform, he becomes hyper-focused. His independence isn't just personality, it's a trained skill, a sharpened sword, forged in the fire of intentional isolation. Studies in psychology also reveal that people who are comfortable being alone often have higher emotional intelligence and self-awareness. The Sigma male uses that to his advantage. He learns from his inner voice rather than drowning in a chorus of public opinion. It's in the silence that his greatest strategies are born. His most powerful transformations occur and his confidence takes root. This isn't the lonely guy in a dark room sulking. This is the man who knows that silence speaks, solitude teaches, and independence empowers. While the world chases crowds and applause, he walks alone, not because he has to, but because that's where his power lives. In a society addicted to noise, the Sigma male is proof that true clarity and strength come not from the crowd, but from the courage to stand apart from it. Number 4, he's the master of emotional control. No overreactions, no public breakdowns, he's a fortress. Calm, composed, precise, even under pressure. This isn't just emotional control, it's mastery. The Sigma male isn't emotionally numb or disconnected, he's simply trained himself to regulate his responses with military-grade discipline. In a society where emotional outbursts are often mistaken for strength or passion, the Sigma male quietly flips the narrative. His silence in chaos isn't weakness, it's power restrained. Neurologically speaking, people who stay calm under pressure have developed stronger prefrontal cortex regulation over the amygdala, the brain's emotional response center. It means his ability to pause, assess, and respond instead of reacting is not accidental. It's psychological resilience at work. In evolutionary terms, this trait is invaluable. Throughout history, leaders who could maintain composure during high-stakes scenarios, generals in war, pilots during engine failure, or negotiators in hostage crises, were the ones who saved lives, made history, and earned trust. The Sigma male channels that archetype in daily life. When drama erupts around him, he doesn't get pulled into it. He observes, calculates, and speaks only when necessary. His emotional economy is intentional. That's why people trust him in crises and respect him in silence. He doesn't need to raise his voice to be heard. His consistency is the loudest statement in the room. Even when internally shaken, he moves with precision, giving the impression that he's already 10 steps ahead. This calmness isn't natural for most. It's cultivated through introspection, solitude, and experience. Think of it like a martial artist in a chaotic battleground, grounded, alert, and unshaken. That's the Sigma male. While others react, he responds. While others panic, he plans. And while others seek attention through emotion, he earns respect through restraint. In a world ruled by noise, his quiet control is what makes him unforgettable. Number 5, he's fluent in observation. He sees what others miss, patterns, weaknesses, and intentions hidden beneath the surface of everyday interactions. While most people are caught up in the noise of constant conversation or distracted by surface-level appearances, He observes in silence, decoding micro-expressions, reading between the lines and noting inconsistencies others overlook. His ability to detect subtle shifts in body language or the slight hesitation in someone's voice gives him insight into what's really going on. This isn't guesswork. It's a mix of high emotional intelligence, acute situational awareness, and a strategic mind that thrives in observation. He doesn't jump into conversations just to fill the silence. Instead, he listens intently. According to studies in psychology, people who listen more than they speak are often perceived as more intelligent and trustworthy, and this man uses that to his advantage. When he finally does speak, his words are deliberate and impactful, not because he seeks attention, but because he knows the power of timing and precision. In a world that rewards loud voices and quick reactions, he's the outlier who wins with silence and insight. Like a grandmaster in a chess game, he thinks 10 moves ahead, not to control, but to understand. This kind of presence can be unnerving to those who rely on facades and charm because he can see straight through them. His strength lies not in dominating a room, but in mastering it quietly. This is the power of observation combined with restraint, an art few can master and even fewer can defend against. While others miss the undercurrents, he maps them. While others react, he calculates. This is not just a personality trait, it's a skill refined over time, rooted in self-awareness, patience, and an unshakable inner calm. And in a chaotic world, that's more powerful than any noise. Number 6, he's financially autonomous. Whether he's an entrepreneur launching a disruptive startup or a minimalist crafting a life of intentional simplicity, the Sigma male builds systems not for show, but for freedom. While most people chase titles, recognition, or a corner office to feel successful, the Sigma's mindset is fundamentally different. He doesn't work for status, he works for sovereignty. Sovereignty means having control over your own time, decisions, and direction in life. Instead of getting trapped in endless cycles of busyness, he designs systems that run with minimal input, automating income, optimizing routines, and eliminating distractions. For the entrepreneur, this might look like setting up passive revenue streams, leveraging scalable technologies, or outsourcing tasks that drain energy. For the minimalist, it could mean reducing material needs so that less time is spent working to maintain a lifestyle he never truly wanted. These systems give him leverage, the ability to achieve more with less effort, allowing his energy to be channeled into what truly matters: self-mastery, creativity, and peace of mind. Studies in behavioral economics show that autonomy is a key factor in long-term happiness, and Sigma males intuitively prioritize that. They don't seek permission or applause, they seek clarity and efficiency. Even in their careers, they're often the ones building remote businesses, investing quietly, or innovating behind the scenes, free from bureaucracy or unnecessary obligations. They're not motivated by being seen, they're motivated by being free. And that is why Sigma males are often mistaken as lazy or aloof. They simply refuse to play games that cost them their freedom. Their systems are their armor, their silence is their strategy, and their sovereignty is the true prize. Number 7, he disarms manipulation instantly. Gaslighting, guilt trips, emotional bait, he sees through it all. The Sigma male is not easily manipulated, and here's why. He's studied the game long before anyone even showed up to play. He observes human behavior with a psychological precision that makes emotional tactics obsolete in his presence. Gaslighting, for instance, is a form of psychological manipulation where the manipulator tries to make the target question their own reality. But the Sigma male's inner compass is so strong, his identity so rooted in self-awareness, that this tactic bounces off him like water on armor. He doesn't need external validation, so guilt trips fall flat. While others might buckle under pressure to conform, people please, or accept blame just to maintain peace, the Sigma stays grounded in logic and emotional clarity. Emotional bait, crying to gain sympathy, silent treatments, or dramatic ultimatums. These tricks don't work on him because he doesn't react impulsively. He responds with calculated detachment, evaluating motives behind every move like a seasoned chess master. In fact, studies in behavioral psychology suggest that individuals with high emotional intelligence, like Sigmas, are better at detecting deception and manipulation. They pick up on micro-expressions, inconsistencies in speech, and patterns of behavior that most overlook. That's why you can't play emotional chess with a man who's already read the board, memorized every possible play, and refuses to be lured into a trap disguised as connection. He's not cold, he's just discerning. His solitude has sharpened his intuition, and his self-reliance has made him immune to games. So while others get swept up in toxic dynamics, the Sigma male remains unshaken, quietly 3 steps ahead. If manipulation is the storm, then he is the mountain, unmoved, unbothered, and impossible to conquer. Number 8, he's selectively social, not antisocial, anti-noise. That's the nuance that defines the Sigma male, yet it's often misunderstood. He isn't allergic to people, he's allergic to nonsense. Modern psychological research shows that introverts and selectively social individuals like Sigmas often score higher in reflective thinking and autonomy. This isn't about shyness or arrogance, it's about preserving energy and mental clarity. The Sigma male flourishes in meaningful interactions, the kind that spark insight, growth, or genuine emotional exchange. Shallow chatter and crowded scenes don't offend him, they bore him. He filters out what doesn't align with his purpose. In a world addicted to oversharing and noise, he finds value in silence where thoughts sharpen and authenticity thrives. He doesn't ghost people. He curates his circle, and once you're in it, you'll discover a fiercely loyal, present, and thoughtful companion. The Sigma male isn't disconnected, he's just tuned to a deeper frequency, and that's not a flaw, it's a superpower. Number 9, he's immune to female validation loops. He doesn't chase, he doesn't prove himself. That's not arrogance, it's self-respect, rooted in deep awareness. The Sigma male knows his worth, and that's exactly why women are drawn to him. While the world often teaches men to pursue, perform, and persuade, the Sigma moves in silence. His mystery isn't manufactured, it's a natural byproduct of his independence. He doesn't flaunt, yet he stands out. Psychology studies show that unpredictable and self-sufficient men are often perceived as more attractive because they trigger curiosity and emotional intrigue. Women are wired to respond to emotional stimulation over mere appearances, and a man who holds his own, calm, reserved, composed, disrupts the norm. When others lean in, he leans back. And here's the twist. He's not playing hard to get. He simply is hard to get, because he won't be caught by beauty or seduction tactics. He doesn't bend to external validation because he's internally anchored. That unshakable self-control, that calm refusal to be swayed by surface-level charm, that's what makes him magnetic. In a world of noise, his silence is thunder. In a sea of pursuit, his stillness is power. He's not unreachable, just uninterested in anything that doesn't align with his standards, and that's rare. That's irresistible. Number 10, he operates outside the hierarchy. Alphas dominate, betas submit, but Sigmas, they exit the arena entirely and still win. In the social hierarchy, alpha males typically seek power through dominance and leadership, while beta males often find comfort in following and conforming. Sigmas, however, are the wild cards, the men who operate outside of the traditional pecking order. They reject societal expectations, not out of rebellion, but out of preference. Sigmas don't feel the need to prove their worth to anyone. They create their own path and measure success on their own terms. They're not looking to lead a pack or follow one. They walk alone, yet people still follow. This enigmatic behavior often results in admiration, curiosity, and even intimidation from others. Ironically, by not participating in the social competition, Sigmas often end up reaping many of its rewards, respect, attention, and success without ever chasing them. Think of icons like Keanu Reeves or Elon Musk, who move quietly, think independently, and act deliberately. Their strength lies in self-reliance, not domination. In a world obsessed with titles, rankings, and social validation, the Sigma male thrives by ignoring the noise, focusing on purpose, and mastering the art of detachment. He's proof that you don't need to play the game to win it. Number 11, he builds in the shadows. While others broadcast their hustle for likes and validation, the Sigma male operates in silence, mastering his craft without the need for applause. He understands that noise doesn't equal progress, results do. Psychologists often associate this behavior with intrinsic motivation, a powerful driver behind high achievement. Instead of flexing online or seeking approval, he's investing in skills, strategy, and growth. His quiet consistency becomes his competitive edge, and then seemingly out of nowhere he emerges, not with words, but with undeniable results. By the time people realize what he's accomplished, it's too late to catch up. That's the power of silent dedication. Number 12, he creates legacy, not popularity. He doesn't strive for popularity or applause. His mission is legacy. While others chase fleeting trends and social validation, he invests in purpose, mastery, and meaning. This man plays the long game, knowing that true greatness isn't built overnight, but through consistency, vision, and resilience. Studies in psychology show that individuals with intrinsic motivation, driven by purpose rather than praise, tend to have greater long-term success and fulfillment. And when he finally leaves the room, the world feels his absence. His influence lingers in the minds he's sharpened, the systems he's disrupted, and the standards he's raised. He doesn't fade, he echoes. The Sigma male moves through life like a phantom in a world obsessed with noise. He doesn't crave applause because his mission isn't to be understood, it's to evolve. While others chase attention, he chooses mastery, discipline, and solitude. These 12 unfair advantages didn't fall into his lap. He earned them by walking a road most fear to tread. His power lies not in being loud, but in being deliberate. Psychology calls this self-determination theory, the ability to act on one's own values. That's why he stays curious, unseen, unfazed, and unforgettable. He's not avoiding the world, he's just building one on his terms.